What's up guys, Tyler here back with another video. Today we're going to be starting off a new series called What's the Deal With? We're going to be talking about video games that I personally enjoy from the 90s to the 2000s to the 2010s. And today we're going to be focusing on what's the deal with Castle Crashers. Castle Crashers is a beat-em-up style side-scrolling video game with RPG elements that was released in 2008 on the Xbox Live Arcade. The game was originally meant to be put on the GameCube along with the behemoth's other game, Alien Hominid, but due to Nintendo cutting off the activity of GameCube, they decided to make the game for next-gen consoles, which at the time were Xbox 360, and then they later ported the game to PlayStation 3 and Steam for PC. The first 4 characters you can choose to play as in Castle Crashers include, but not limited to, the Blue Knight, which his elemental power is ice, Orange Knight, which elemental power is fire. We have the Red Knight, which element is electricity, and then we also have the Green Knight, which is element of poison. Later you unlock the Grey Knight, which is neutral, and his, I guess, attack ability would be armor piercing, which quadruples the damage. Now, if I went over every single character you can unlock, this video would be way too long. I'm just gonna list some of my favorite characters I play as that I personally do on my own runs. I personally enjoy using the Alien Hominid character, the Harry Haddington character, which is a battle block theater, which I'll talk about in another video. I like using Open Face Grey Knight, Civilian, and I also like to use the Beekeeper. A fun fact about this game, the Green Knight is the only knight that has a different heavy attack, which on the Xbox controller would be why. Instead of doing a bunch of heavy attacks, he actually does a backflip, which can either make you think he's one of the best, but it's also one of the reasons why everyone hates that character since it's so hard to juggle with him. The term juggling for this game is usually used when you jump and hit the enemy with a mix of heavy and light attacks to keep them juggled up in the air so you can do a lot more damage quicker, and it's really helpful in a lot of speed runs and even insane mode runs. The game is about one to 4 of your characters that you or your friends are playing as. They're in this little bar area, and all of a sudden, one of the Grey Knights bursts through the door, falling down the stairs, and he dies. So you and your group decide to go out to see what's happening, and you see the evil wizard stealing the crystal from the king. Once he steals the crystals, your characters pop out, and you go to fight the barbarians. You go through that whole level until you beat the boss, and then you can go back to the weaponsmith guy, and you pick up the compass, which will be important later on. Then you go to the woods to fight these thieves. Once you fight the thieves and you defeat this weird abomination thing, I forgot what his name was and I'm not going to look it up. After you beat him, you go up and this cat thing chases you. You got to go through that and you got to jump and you're into the water now. You gotta beat up the fish that's surrounding them. Then you hop onto a log or something to keep you on top of the water. And then the ship comes by with the king leading it. And then this huge catfish, literally, he appears out of the ocean and you have to fight it. After you fight it, you crash land onto this island filled with bears. You fight the bears and you go into a cave, and yeah, it's a pretty long story. To keep the rest of the story brief, you go up, you go to the volcanoes, you beat this demon with a sock puppet, you get a wheel, then you go down and you go back to the industrialist castle and you use a beefy sandwich to beef yourself up and rip off the door. You defeat the little guy in there and you get the scope. Then you go onto a pirate ship with those 3 things that you got from all those. You go on the ship, you fight ninjas on the ship, and then you get crash land onto the desert. In the desert, you fight a bunch of these enemies. Then you get picked up by an alien spaceship, and this is where the cross between Alien Hominid and Castle Crashers come to. You're on the alien ship, you defeat all of the aliens, you escape the alien ship before it explodes, you're back into the desert, you play volleyball to get a map. After you get the map, you go up, you defeat the Medusa character, then you defeat the Ice King, then it's up all the way to the final bosses. These bosses are the Painter, Cyclops Part 2, the Necromancer, and finally, you face off against the one that started it all, the Evil Wizard. The Evil Wizard has 6 stages. The first stage is he lifts these crystals in the air, and you gotta break all these crystals until he comes down. Now, the second phase, he just walks around and he has this bubble around him. If the bubble is blue, that means you have to attack him with magic, and if the bubble's red, you have to attack him with melee combat. If you don't follow these rules and you hit him with melee while he's blue, or do magic while he's red, you will take damage instead of him. Now, after that, he turns into a balloon, which you have to go up in the air, and this is where juggling comes really in handy, because when you juggle, you stay in the air. So you hit him while he's in the air as he goes around and around, and then he pops down, and then a chest drops on him. And usually when that happens, that means you killed the boss. When you hit this chest, all that happens is that he becomes in his other stage, which is this giant spider thingy. After he goes that, you jump up, you attack him, you kill him. He goes back to the bubble, just circling around. And then after you do that, he drops down. And then after that, you just have to hit him while he has this new fire sword that just like, it's completely overpowered. And then after that, if you kill him, you can try to get to the sword and pick it up, and you will unlock that sword. It won't be as overpowered as when he has it, but you can unlock that sword by killing him. After that, the whole thing explodes and you're falling down, and you land onto the crystal that he stole. And then the credits roll while you're rolling through all of the scenes where you battled everyone as you ride the crystal holding the princess that you caught. I forgot to explain this, but another key area is that these princesses got stolen, and every boss you beat, you get to save and kiss the princess, I guess. So that's very important too. That's why you have to beat the last boss, is to catch the last princess and you bring the crystal back. Now, after you defeat the bosses and you cut the princesses down, you have to attack your teammates if you're playing with 2 or more characters. After you defeat the other characters, you get to kiss the princess, blah, blah, blah. So when you do that at the ending, you'd expect to just kiss the princess and the game be over. But after you try to kiss the princess, she turns into a clown and it just starts getting weird. You know, I'll get a picture right here. It's crazy. So that's the end of Castle Crashers. It was a pretty fun game. I definitely play it a lot. I play it over and over again. I'm trying to beat the entire game 100%. But that's Castle Crashers. I highly recommend getting it if you want to play it. It's really good. I recommend it a lot. It's one of the few games I would personally tell people, hey, you should buy this game. So yeah, check out Castle Crashers. It's an amazing game. And thank you. Have a great day. Hey, Tyler here. Just wanted to say thank you so much for watching this video all the way through. If you could show my other socials some love, I'd greatly appreciate it. Thank you so much. Have a blessed day. Cheers.